Broadway hit a record breaking box office haul of nearly $2 billion this season, driven by renewed interest in The Great White Way and boosted by star studded shows. At the Tony Awards last night, there was a call to celebrate acting on big stages and small. Senior arts correspondent Jeffrey Brown peeks behind the curtain for our arts and culture series, Canvas.
Alexander Hamilton, Hamilton, just you wait.
There was a reminder of past glory, a 10-year anniversary reunion of the cast of Hamilton. Even amid awareness that more recent years, with declining ticket sales and pandemic shutdowns, haven't been so good. Yet last night, the 78th Annual Tony Awards celebrated the highest-grossing Broadway season in recorded history. Cynthia Erivo hosted for the first time, and the night included stars from the stage and screen alike.
Your little light changed me.
One of the top prizes, Best Musical, went to Maybe Happy Ending, a touching story about two aging robots, why not, rediscovering love. It swept 6 awards, including Best Score and Best Actor in a Musical for Darren Criss.
I encourage everyone to please support their local theaters.
Brandon Jacobs Jenkins' Purpose, already a Pulitzer Prize winner, garnered the Tony for Best Play.
A lot of great stuff happens in New York, but a lot more happens out in the regions.
We taught.
Among other winners, Nicole Scherzinger took home Best Actress in a Musical for her powerhouse role in Sunset Boulevard, which also won Best Revival. Veteran actor Francis Jew celebrated his win for Best Featured Actor in the play Yellowface.
To those who don't feel seen, to those who are being targeted in these authoritarian times, I see you.
And in a groundbreaking moment, Cole Escola became the first openly non-binary actor to win Best Actor in a Play for the outrageous offbeat comedy Oh Mary, which Escola also wrote. All in all, a season marked by fresh voices and record-breaking numbers. And joining me now is Frank Dolella. He's host of On Stage for Spectrum News New York One. Thanks for joining us. So, it's not that long ago that all of us were reporting on Broadway's problems amid the pandemic and right afterwards. So is Broadway back?
Broadway is absolutely back. Cynthia talked about this last night during the Tonys, during her performance and her presentation. This season alone, there were so many stars. There was a diverse collection of shows on Broadway. I've been covering this industry for over 2 decades now. Never have I seen a season like this. I mean, we're talking major Hollywood A-listers like George Clooney, Jake Gyllenhaal, Denzel Washington, Sadie Sink, Kieran Culkin. That's just the Hollywood folks, not to mention the Broadway folks like Audra McDonald, Idina Menzel, Sutton Foster, Lea Salonga, Bernadette Peters. We're finally past the hump pre-COVID, so the numbers are looking good, and Broadway certainly feels like it's back.
But then how much of that relies on those big stars that you just mentioned and the really big ticket prices now? How much is Broadway dependent on that continuing?
Yes, the answer is yes, that these stars are coming to Broadway and these ticket prices are pretty high. For George Clooney's show and Othello, which had Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal, the ticket range was anywhere from like $600 to $900. But I always say, having these folks shine a spotlight on Broadway, if you can't get into those shows because these shows were selling out, it may make you say, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to go see something else, and you can get something at a much cheaper rate. And the stars are going to continue to come to Broadway just from stuff that we're seeing for next season, and that is a very good thing for Broadway.
So last night, Maybe Happy Ending won Best New Musical, Purpose won Best New Play. Tell us briefly about those.
Maybe Happy Ending, the robot love musical. I was doing some interviews with the folks from Maybe Happy Ending, Darren Criss and Helen J. Shen, Michael Arden, who directed it. And back in the fall, before they even started previews, there was a big question mark on whether or not this show was going to actually open. But guess what? It opened back in the fall. It got rave reviews from the critics, and it's the little show that could and is doing. And Purpose, this story, which is very much in the spirit of August Osage County, if you remember that play from years ago, it centers around a family, a civil rights family, and they're all meeting at a dinner table, if you will, and things Fly, Sparks, Fly. It's a fabulous play, just picked up the Pulitzer Prize for drama. And Brandon Jacobs Jenkins wrote the play. He won last year for his play Appropriate in the Best Revival of a Play category. This year, he wins for Best New Play for this brand new play, Purpose.
So were there a couple of other winners or moments from last night that struck you?
For me personally, watching Nicole Scherzinger go on this incredible journey with Sunset Boulevard, which picked up Best Revival of a Musical. Nicole won Best Leading Actress in a Musical. I saw this reimagined production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's show back in London 2 years ago, and it was supposed to just be a limited run over in London. Well, her reviews were amazing. It's sold out there, so they brought it across the pond, and it's been doing big numbers, big business at the box office, and she was awarded that Best Lead Actress in a Musical Tony. Now, she was up against Audra McDonald and Megan Hilty and Jennifer Smart from Death Becomes Her, Audra for Gypsy, and Jasmine Amy Rogers for Boop. So that was a stacked category and a very competitive category.
All right, Frank Delella on Broadway and last night's Tonys. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.